Hey everybody, welcome to the Stock Car Spectacle. I'm Ian Jortson.
I'm Mike Gamble.
And I'm Nick Kinzel.
And we just had a crazy ass weekend at Talladega Super Speedway, to say the least. But before we get into all that, let's start off with our diecast of the week. Mike, what you got for us, bud?
All right, fellas. As you know, still out of the apartment, months and counting. But Ian comes to the rescue once again. Obviously, as you can tell, I'm not at Ian's house. I'm at my dad's house. We're staying till the apartment's done. But my birthday just passed, and I received a little gift from my buddy, Mr. Ian. So let me go ahead and flip this car around. And, the longer I'm thinking about this, I really can't just figure out why this would be the diecast you would decide to give me for my birthday. Maybe doing a little pillaging of your collection because of some rivalry stuff there, bud.
Yeah. Just a little bit.
But without further ado, I give you the Chase Elliott number 24 Hooter Spirits GMS racing truck from last season. She is a sexy beast, that's for sure.
Yeah, I figured you would like that one, and I kind of want to get rid of some in my collection. Chase Elliott's a perfect guy, and I know you're the perfect guy that would take it.
Well, hey, man, that worked out. That was the correct pick. You know me. I got a pretty decent Chase collection going on top of my Blaney and Bubba ones, which, by the way, had already buy a new diecast, if you know what I mean. We'll get to that soon.
Yep.
So, Nick, what you got for us, boss?
Well, all right. This is, I don't know how many shows this has been since I've been out here, but my diecast, I have 4 with me, so very repetitive. But this guy had a very big weekend at Talladega Super Speedway, not as the driver, but as the car owner, 2311 getting their first win this weekend with Bubba Wallace. So I brought out my only Denny Hamlin car that I have, because Hamlin, as the co-owner of 2311, they get their first win as an organization. So this is Hamlin's Rookie of the Year car that Ian Jortson got me for my birthday. So both of our diecasts tonight, both of our diecasts of the week supplied by Mr. Ian Jortson, but beautiful car, and yeah, very, very big week for Denny Hamlin.
Ian Jortson supplying 100% of the diecast for the Stock Car Spectacle this week, boys and girls.
Well, I need
to start my own diecast depot.
Dude, for real.
All right, boys.
All right, bud, what you got?
For my diecast of the week, we are going to the Charlotte Roval. So I figured I'd bring out Noah Gregson's race version from last year's race. This is the first Wreckers or Checkers diecast that Lionel Racing came out with. The car is beat to hell. He got into like 3 or 4 separate wrecks throughout this race. While it was downpouring rain, and he still ended up finishing second with this damn thing. And they did an okay job with showing all the damage. I mean, you could only do so much, but I mean, it's still pretty cool. He was able to finish second in a destroyed race car.
I remember that weekend was a nightmare weather-wise. I remember watching that race with all the spray from the car come out from the tires and stuff. Like, can't believe how the hell they even got that race in.
I can't believe how the hell the spotters were able to see the cars with all of that water spraying around. That Xfinity race was a shit show, water-wise, rain-wise. Holy crap. That was one of the craziest races I've ever seen.
Oh, definitely. And hey, Noah wants them to turn on the sprinklers for the track, so let's go.
Well, I don't know if they're going to have to do that.
Yeah, it's going to rain.
Kind of looks like we might have a little sprinkle in the forecast for Charlotte this weekend. So Noah G might get his wish after all.
Let's go. All right, guys. And then before we dig into everything, make sure you follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and of course, we just got a TikTok. So make sure you follow us all on social medias. So, all right, guys, let's get into our Talladega review. And it started off with the truck series. Mike, your boy, Mr. Benjamin Rhodes, he led the field to the green, and he ended up winning stage 1. And those were his first ever laps led at Talladega. Can you believe that?
No, I can't, because he's pretty good at Daytona. He won there this year, and in past years, he's led a bunch of laps there and come close to winning, which, the cluster, you know what, that is the truck series sometimes strikes in those plate races. So, no, really surprising to me that he's never led laps at Talladega. You would think if you're good at Daytona, kind of lend those talents to as well. But hey, one of them things, I guess.
Right, especially with how long he's been racing too.
Yeah, it's not like he's only been in the truck series a year or two. You know, he's a veteran of the series. Again, he's good at those tracks. Just you start adding up all the different pieces. The fact that he's not a guy that's consistently leading a Dega is just kind of like a head scratcher a little bit.
Exactly. And then Sheldon Creed, he goes on to win stage 2 as well. So big points for playoff drivers here in the first 2 stages. And then we have the big one coming out with 37 to go. Austin Hill, he got hooked and he collects the field behind him. Just one of many to start off this race here. And then with 19 to go, we have Grant Enfinger. He got hooked by Sheldon Creed, causing the second big one going into the tri-oval there.
So was that the one where Jennifer Jo Cobb didn't know how to hit the brake pedal, that second wreck? That's where she was like 8 seconds behind. And did you guys not see that?
No, that was the first wreck.
That was the
and
first
she crashed
wreck
into everyone.
Yeah, when she was 8 seconds behind and she just floored it. I think remember people being so mad that she didn't get approved to run the cup race there earlier this year. And I think that right there proved why she did not get approved.
Yeah.
Hit the brakes, Jenny Joe.
All right, guys. And then to finish up this race, we had an amazing battle for the finish with the whole group. But then we had Tate Fogelman spinning out John Hunter Nemechek for the win, just blatantly just spinning him out to get his first ever truck series win. Guys, that's old school racing right there. That was badass.
Old school racing, maybe also looking a little bit like an iRace at one of the super speedways too, on iRacing. So yeah, crazy. You know, for a guy, Tate Fogelman stature to be spinning a championship favorite for a win. Oh boy. That's a set of balls right there, boys.
Yeah, that was a straight hook right there. You go back and watch that replay, you can see Tate turning that thing straight into John Hunter. That's Talladega right there, though. That is Tate Fogelman's got 2 opportunities to win a race every year. It's at Daytona and Talladega. So he saw the opportunity. He went for it. Yeah, he wrecked John Hunter doing it. He tore up his own truck afterwards.
Yep.
It's Talladega. You love crazy shit like that.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, like I said, it does take a pretty big old set of balls to go in there and do that to somebody like that. But again, I got a bunch of respect for it. Like you said, Nick, you only get a couple chances to win at a track like that. And, you know, there'll be a lot of guys in that same situation. Like, you know what? I'm just going to take it easy here. Let this, let the championship favorite, get the win. I'm going to stay out of this a little bit, be respectful. But he put the pedal to the metal, did what he had to do. And first time winner in the truck series, baby.
Yeah,
Came out glorious.
John Hunter still had a good finish. I think he finished 3rd in that race because he was still able to
finish sideways.
He was able to cross the line. So, yeah, he didn't get the win, but it's not like I hurt him too bad points-wise. I know he's pissed, but it's Talladega, so I love it.
You gotta expect crazy shit like that to happen every time you go to that track.
Oh, especially in the trucks. We talk about a series that races incredibly hard to the kind of pushing the limit every time out. This is the series for that. And then you put them on a super speedway. Look out, guys. You're going to see this time and time again at Daytona and Talladega with this kind of group.
Oh, absolutely. All right, guys. And now let's move on to the Xfinity series. We had Justin Allgaier leading the field to green. And then we had John Hunter Nemechek winning stage 1, just as Sam Mayer and AJ Allmendinger wreck into each other. After Brett Moffitt makes them go 4 wide. Guys, the curse of the 8 car continues for Sam Mayer.
Oh, he's having a tough time. I feel bad for that kid. He had so much hype coming into this year, and it has just not worked out so far for that guy. I feel bad for him.
But, yeah, it's just so much bad luck for Sam Mayer. We saw how promising his career was going to be. He won one of his first truck series starts. I think it was maybe his 3rd or 4th start when he was at Bristol last year. won that thing, and he's just looked like a force to be reckoned with down in the ARCA K&N series. And now he's, running the Xfinity series kind of with the big boys now. And, well, he is getting tossed around.
And this is just a tough learning curve year from there. Give him a full season under his belt. I think he's going to be able to turn it around. But, yeah, Daniel Hemrick, he left the curse of the 8 car because holy shit. He's almost got Sam Mayer has almost got as many DNFs as Hemrick did last year. I think Hemrick had 9 or something like that, and Mayer's already at like 6. So yeah,
God,
the curse of the 8 car is real.
Sheesh. All right, and then Blaine Perkins, he went on to win stage 2 after a big push from his Our Motorsports teammate Brett Moffitt. Guys, Blaine Perkins, no one really ever heard of this guy. They were even saying this on TV, like, who is this guy? And he goes on to win stage 2.
Talladega, baby.
There's Dega for you, man.
Yeah. Anybody's got a shot at the plate tracks, man.
Exactly. And then with 25 to go, Jeb Burton, he goes on to hook Brett Moffitt, and Moffitt gets into Noah Gragson, causing Noah to go into the wall, and Noah had like 3 big licks, hitting the wall, hitting a bunch of other drivers. He got tossed around. I'm glad he was all right. That was a big-ass hit there, and he didn't bring down his window in that at first. I thought he was hurt.
Dude, he probably was hurting a little bit, man. I saw that on TV, and I thought he was dead when he hit. That was my head, just from the way he hit the wall, the angle that he hit it, and the speed they were going there. To me, it looked like the worst. Really happy to see that window net come down and him be okay, because that could have been really bad. Not only the initial impact, but like you said, he got hit like 3 times throughout that wreck. Cars coming through, clipping him. Luckily, the one time he got spun, people were still coming through the wreck. It hit him on the passenger side there. If that would hit door side, that could have been dangerous too. So he really, really lucky to walk away. And once again, pretty big hats off to the safety in the cars. So, because 25 years ago, that could be a whole different story.
Absolutely. 2-0 Red Sox.
All right, guys. And then with 12 to go, the big one strikes again, taking out Harrison Burton, Riley Herbst, Jeb Burton, John Hunter Nemechek, and others. That's just Talladega for you. You got some crazy racing going on. Everyone's getting aggressive, and then you get taken out. Playoff drivers get taken out.
Yeah, it sucks for a guy like Jeb Burton. This was his one real shot to advance into the next round of the Xfinity Series playoffs, because now he's like 40-something points out of it, and Jeb Burton on a road course, yeah, goodbye.
Yeah, and if there's one Kaulig driver that's going to win next weekend, we know who that's going to be.
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys, and then the race was called due to darkness. There was just caution after caution. I was just making this thing go later and later than it should have been. But Brandon Brown, he was out in the lead when they called the caution, and he gets his first ever Xfinity Series win. Guys, we know how hard Brandon Brown works to get sponsors, to build his own team with his family, and all the hard work finally paid off, and he finally got his first win, and it comes at Talladega.
Yeah, that was awesome for him. Look at the video he put out a couple months ago. He was trying to get sponsorship on his race car with that badass advertisement video. They were able to fill up on sponsorship for the season, and then that's got to be huge for him to get a partner like that into victory lane for them coming on board. And you just love it for a guy like Brandon Brown. He's a hardworking kid with the single shop, probably not many employees. So that was an awesome moment right there. That's why you love a place like Talladega, because it can bring out moments like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, Nick, absolutely just kick-ass moment. Brandon Brown, I've always thought kind of overperforms in the equipment he's in. He's always, kind of cracking right around the back half of that top 15 and just really driving above what his equipment should really be giving him week in and week out. And like you said, he works so hard, and, you finally see a kid like this get a reward, and you saw how much it meant to him, man. He jumped out of that car, went absolutely nuts after that win. So, just another really feel-good moment on a weekend that would seem to be chock full of them. So we'll hopefully this is one of those things that really helps them out, because I know that first place check probably do pretty well for Brandon Built Motorsports and everybody at that shop.
Absolutely.
Yep. All right, guys. So now let's move on to the Cup Series race. So, guys, on Sunday, cars got off pit road. They were on the pace laps, but then it started raining again. They had to push the race to Monday afternoon. So Hamlin, he led the field to green. And guys, the 77 Justin Allgaier taking over that 77 car for Spire Motorsports. He unfortunately got spun by William Byron, and he hit into Kyle Larson real hard into his tire. Pretty much bent the wheel there and screwed up his whole race.
That's huge implications. Look at where look at how many points Larson lost right there. So if you look at the standings right now, he is only 22 points to the good. That means something goes wrong at the Roval. Say he blows an engine at the Roval, he could be eliminated from the championship. After all the talks of him being a favorite all year long, that's what happens at Talladega. It's crazy to think that. Look at the standings now.
Yep, and we'll see how he does at the Roval next week.
Yeah, but you know what, though? That's also why you accrue all them points in the regular season, because it affords you to have a day like this. If you know you're 4th, 5th, 6th in the standings at this point, we'll just say like sitting at maybe like plus 8, 9, 10 or whatever, right, come into the day, you are well into the negative. You're scratching and clawing going into the Roval here. So, this is one of those times where accruing all them playoff points during the year and everything really pays dividends. So,
right.
Absolutely. All right, guys. And then Chris Buescher, he went on to win stage 1. And then Kyle Larson, he goes on to blow a tire because of that damage that he had. He slams into the wall, just adding more bullshit to his day that he's already dealing with. And then we had Alex Bowman getting hooked by Ricky Reckhouse, of course, collecting Ross Chastain.
Well, Ricky didn't cause that. He got hit.
He got hit. I would go ahead and put
that
one on Clyde Elliott.
Yeah, the 9 did push. So, douchebag 9 car goes on to wreck him.
Yeah, I'm surprised you weren't all over that one, man. That's
never mind.
Well, that's what happens with the package that they run, is that they get those runs like that, and then the way that the cars are, Stenhouse has hit him in the wrong place, and around she goes.
Yep, that's the way she goes, boys. And then, guys, this was putting on some of the most phenomenal racing here in stage 2, guys. I felt like they never really went single file that much. They were just dueling for the lead because rain was coming. They were going to be passing the halfway point anytime soon. Then Bubba Wallace comes out in the lead. He's pulling off a bunch of blocks. He's racing like hell. He knows that rain's going to come. And then wreck comes. Here comes the rain. And then they declare Bubba Wallace the winner. His first ever Cup Series win, guys. That was awesome. Finally, we get to see Bubba in victory lane.
Yeah, just incredible moment, man. You can see how much it means to him. You've seen him jumping around in the pit box with Booty Barker and the team, and just the emotion, everything was absolutely incredible to see. But you know what, though, going back to the racing really quick, that is, there's a lot of tracks where the rain's coming and it can kind of be a damper. I think in this situation too, it made for, like you said, some really incredible racing, because you knew, this is a huge racetrack. It takes probably 2.5 hours to get it dry. Then you add in the fact that, daylight there, you don't have lights. So they were racing as if every caution could be the last laps of the race. So once we got into that second stage, we got over that halfway line, man, that intensity went all the way to 10. Everybody was going for the lead. So, there'd be a lot of naysayers, it was a rain, short wind. No, every single driver on the track understood what was going on, and the next flag could be the last flag of the race. And Bubba just happened to be the guy that worked through all the lines, got up there and got that first win.
It was, what an awesome moment for Bubba Wallace. Look at last year at Talladega with everything that happened with the garage incident story, and then everybody rallies around him. And then it's only fitting that he gets his first career win here a year later at Talladega. The hometown kid. What a moment. You saw that raw emotion from him. I couldn't be happier for him. This 2311 team, they struggled for a good amount of this year. They're starting to click some good runs together there and to cap this season off with a victory. That's what they set out to do. Made Michael Jordan happy. Good for Denny Hamlin, but even better for a guy like Bubba Wallace with everything that's happened to him in the last year.
Yep.
Yeah, I was
Gotta
really surprised to hear too. It sounded like from Bubba's interview, all the shit he gets everywhere he goes. They were actually chanting his name in the stands, which, according to him, obviously I wasn't there, I don't know, but that's what he said. If that's the case, man, that's awesome. That's like you said, Nick, the hometown kid getting it done. Really emotional seeing Blaney be one of the first guys come over, give him a big old hug. Denny come over, give him a hug. Him taking pictures with his dog in the presser with the trophy and everything. Man, that was just surreal moment. One of those kind of transcendental moments for NASCAR that comes over into just pop culture and mainstream media and everything. And that's really cool to see. Really good for the sport, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, such a feel-good moment. And hey, so cool because it's the first time McDonald's has been in victory lane since Jimmy Spencer won at Talladega in 1994. Guys, holy shit, it took a while for McDonald's to get the victory lane.
That's huge though, to get a partner like McDonald's back in victory lane. You saw what they did with their Twitter account today, the Stan Bubba Wallace. They turned it into a Stan Bubba Wallace account, and with their headers saying the Bubba, and then that was just awesome. That's huge for a partnership like McDonald's. So for Bubba to win with them on board, that's huge. And then for all the haters out there who are saying, "Oh, lucky win, he only won because they called it early." You go back in that race about 10, 15 laps before, Bubba Wallace was riding around 20th, right around where Ryan Blaney was. So he knew the rain was coming. Everybody knew that the rain was coming, and Bubba he made all the right moves. He got in the right line. And then once he got up to the lead, he held off 2 Chargers and Penske cars of Keselowski and Logano. So he didn't luck his way into this like he was the leader when the caution came out, and he didn't lead a lap under green like, Justin Haley at Daytona a couple of years back. So, yeah, he 100% earned this one. He had a fast race car. He's so good at these restrictor plate tracks as we've seen. So, 100% earned. All the haters can off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, earned it just like everyone else, man. Fought just as hard.
Well, and I'll just tell you like this, man. They did everything they could to get that race going. They got the jet dryers, the Titans, everything back out. They did everything they could. If a certain 9 car was in the lead, a drop of dick sweat hits the track, and they called a race for moisture. So, all you the tinfoil hat people out there, I don't really know what to tell you. Everybody knew what was going on. Everybody was racing for the lead, knowing that could be the end of the race at any moment. So, like you said, Nick, it wasn't just, it just happened to play out that way. No, everybody knew the situation. Everybody was racing for the same thing, just like they'd be doing if there was the last 10 laps of the race.
Absolutely. And then, like you were saying, they could have called this thing right away. It was downpouring. But then the rain stopped for a little bit. They tried to dry the track, and then the rain came back. This is Talladega, no lights, and it takes 2.5 hours to dry this place. That place.
And then we had lightning holds, too.
And then a lightning hold. So for the people who are saying, they could have gotten it back going, no, they couldn't have. And if they did, what, you want to go for another 20 minutes? No, if NASCAR's going to restart the race, they're going to restart it with the intent that they can get the scheduled distance in. So that was not going to happen. And, yeah. There are other guys out there who got the rain shortened wins. Oh, how about the 2018 Cup Series champion, Joey Logano, first win, rain shortened at New Hampshire. So there are guys out there. Yeah, this happens, but Bubba Wallace 100% deserved this. So awesome for 23XI.
Absolutely, boys. Awesome to see that for Bubba Wallace and 23XI. But guys, we're going to take a short break, but when we'll be back, we'll be going over Kinzel's classroom. So we'll see you later. Everybody, welcome back to the Stock Car Spectacle. We are going to be going over Kinzel's classroom. So, Professor, take it away.
All right, saddle up, boys. Class is back in session. Welcome to another edition of the Kinzel's Classroom here on the Stock Car Spectacle. We're talking the Roval this week, boys. This is the last race in the round of 12, and things are heating up after a wild weekend down in Talladega. The points, they are tight. So, Denny Hamlin right now, he is advanced in. He is the only driver locked in to the round of 8 right now, with Bubba Wallace winning on Sunday. And then get this, Kyle Larson, the guy we've been talking about all season long, he's a lock for the championship for. He had a bad day at Talladega. He's lucky he got all those playoff points, but he still lost a good 20. He is now only 22 points to the good of making the round of 8. And then you got Logano in third. He's plus 21 to the good. Keselowski, who I think is the big surprise here, he's 20 to the good. Truex is 20 to the good. Ryan Blaney's plus 15. And this is where things start getting dicey. Chase Elliott in 7th. He's only plus 9 to the good. Kyle Busch is also 9 to the good. And then Kevin Harvick is the only one under the cut line right now who's not in a must-win situation. He's only 9 points out. And then you get to guys like Christopher Bell, William Byron, and Alex Bowman. These guys are in trouble. Christopher Bell, he sits 28 points below the cutoff. And then Byron and Bowman, minus 44 and minus 52. So those three pretty much must win going into Sunday at the Roval. It's going to be tricky for those guys. But here, my first question here on the classroom tonight is, who has the best shot at winning this race on Sunday and advancing between those three guys, Byron, Bell, and Bowman, because they're all in must-win situations? Is there any three there who could surprise us and jump ship their way in by winning on Sunday?
I would honestly say if it's going to be anyone, it's going to be William Byron. William Byron has been really good at the Roval. He has the record for the fastest lap at the Roval, and he's fought for the lead a bunch of times at this track. So I'd say Willie B, he's got the best chance to go to the next round with him winning this weekend.
Yeah, I would agree. I would think it'd have to be William Byron, but I will say I do think all three guys are. You remember Christopher Bell won earlier this year on a road course, which kind of resembles a Roval, the Daytona road course, right?
Correct.
Ian, you already hit all over William Byron. He's been really good at the Roval, done everything but win here. Alex Bowman doesn't run too bad here either. So I think all three will technically have a chance. But if we're going on who's got the best chance, I have to agree. I think it's the 24 car.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I think Byron does have the best chance. Alex Bowman, I believe he finished second here last year, so he runs well here too. Christopher Bell, he won the Daytona Roval, but then the other road courses we visited this season, shaky. And then I just don't think that he hasn't had a very good car at all in this round or at all in the playoffs. So I don't like Bell's opportunities, but I'm with you guys. I think Byron's got the best chance out of those three to go to victory lane. And then now let's talk about guys above the cut line. So is there a surprise pick above the cut line who struggles and doesn't not advance? Who's going to run into trouble on Sunday? Who's above the cut line and is going to see their playoff hopes die?
I think there's a couple guys that could potentially be in some trouble here. One of them being Kyle Busch. I'd have to go back and look, but just going off the memory test, I can't remember this place being very kind to him in the past. Seems like he always seems to get caught up in something. Another guy that comes to mind in that same kind of scenario, although he's a little more comfortable in the points, is Brad Keselowski. Again, another guy, he seems to find a way to get towards the front, but he always finds a way to seem to be wrapped up in something at the Roval too. So 20 points is a pretty comfortable cushion. But again, things play out, you don't know. So you can never have too many points, that's for sure. 20, I feel like you might be okay unless you go out pretty early in the race. But, it's still something you got to be mindful of.
Yeah, I got to agree with you there. I'd say Kyle Busch, he's a little bit in danger this weekend. He has not had the best luck there at the Roval. And you know what? I'm just gonna go out and say this. I think Chase Elliott, I think he might have a little trouble this weekend. We saw him at the Daytona Road Course. He had some trouble there before when he was racing. So I'd say one wrong move for Chase Elliott. Like, let's say he doesn't crash into a bunch of cushions like he did a few years ago. I'd say this could be the end for his playoff run right now.
Well, I think what Chase has to worry about here, he's only 9 points to the good. If he runs into that 4 car at any time on Sunday, is this where retaliation happens for Kevin Harvick right here? This is the prime opportunity for that 4 car. If he's going to do something, he's going to do it here because Elliott is only +9. But I think I agree with Mike here. I don't like Kyle Busch here, and Keselowski, he scares me too. But yeah, I'm keeping Chase on the radar as well as a guy who could potentially not advance here. If he runs into that 4 car at all, danger is real. And
the only counter to that I will say is this. First and foremost, Chase Elliott, when he's had his back put up against the wall, look at last year, must win, got it done. Must win the championship race, got it done. He's proven that when, his back's up against the wall, he can find victory lane. And also, too, when it comes to the Kevin Harvick deal, we're talking about one of the premier road course and roval racers in NASCAR versus a guy that doesn't really ever sniff it on the road courses. I think the only way this one comes into play is if Chase is lapping him.
Either way,
all
let's
due
make it
respect
happen.
To your boy, buddy, but he ain't exactly real fast at the roval.
Let's make it happen. All right. So, and then we're going to end here talking about the 5 car of Kyle Larson. This track hasn't been very kind to him either. Remember, I think it was the year Jimmy Johnson and Truex got together where Kyle Larson got into the round.
Barely limped his way in.
He had a wrecked race car because he was involved in that turn 1 wreck where they all wadded up. And he got in because of Jeffrey Earnhardt stalling out because he limped his way to the finish there. And Kyle Larson,
he was crashed into the wall and shit.
He couldn't, because he had no steering.
Last leg.
He had no power steering. And his tires were so screwed up that it wouldn't turn for him. So yeah, Kyle Larson, he's +22. You'd think that's comfortable, but any concern for the 5 car? He hasn't really run. He's run okay on the road courses this year. He hasn't run great, and +22. That's a flat tire away. That's being in a wreck away from the most dominant car all year, not making it in.
I would say though, Kyle Larson from the 42 car to the 5 car, it's like day and night. He looked like shit at a lot of tracks, and this year he just looks phenomenal at every track that he sucked at in that 42 car. So I wouldn't count out Kyle Larson. I would say he might be a factor this weekend. And I don't know if you remember, but Kyle Larson, he won at Sonoma earlier this year. So
that's true.
I wouldn't count him out of the road courses just yet, my friend.
Yeah. Well, look, I would say unless you're Denny Hamlin.
And Watkins Glen. Sorry to interrupt.
Yes. No, you're good.
That's true.
But I would just argue that unless you're Denny Hamlin, who's already locked into the next round, nobody is super comfortable. I mean, look, you go back to a guy like Ryan Blaney, who's had one hell of a season, the best season of his career. He's only +15 coming to a race like that. That's any little thing away from really sweating it out at the end of the race here. So, yeah, any of these guys, one little thing happens. Unless you're Denny Hamlin, you could be on the outside looking in going into the round of 8. So going to be really dicey this Sunday.
This is a NASCAR playoffs. Yep. We've seen it time and time again. Anything can happen. Look at last year. Kevin Harvick, 9 wins, does not make the championship 4. And this year's championship favorite of the 5 car, he's not in a comfortable position right now. And the Roval is always nuts, and I expect the same come Sunday. It's going to be exciting to see who advances and who misses. So if you guys don't have anything else, class dismissed, and I can't wait to talk about this one next week.
Absolutely, boys. All right. Well, guys, we're going to take another short break, and when we come back, we're going to go over our Charlotte Roval preview. So stay tuned. Everybody, welcome back to the Stock Car Spectacle. We're going to end our show here with talking the Roval. We got the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series this weekend. No trucks, unfortunately. Guys, how cool would it be if the Truck Series ran here at the Roval? I think that'd be phenomenal.
It'd be a shit show waiting to happen.
It would not be fun if you're an owner of one of them teams. Hope you got deep pockets. Would not be fun if you're one of them fab guys. Hope you got a lot of hours on your hands.
Yeah, no kidding.
Jesus.
All right, guys, but then let's start off with the Xfinity Series. We got the Drive for the Cure 250. Stages 1 and 2 are 20 laps each, and the final stage is 27 for a total of 67 laps. Guys, this race is 155 miles, 250 kilometers. That's why they call it the Drive for the Cure 250. So last year's winner, we had AJ Allmendinger. He actually won here in 2019 and 2020. Some notables in this race. We got Josh Berry. He'll be back in that one car, filling in for an injured Michael Annett. Ty Dillon will be in the 23 car for Our Motorsports, and Austin Hill will be in the 61 car for Hattori Racing. Guys, who is your pick to win? Mikey G, who you got, bud?
I'm going back to back to back. It's going to be AJ Allmendinger getting it done. Who else? This guy dominates the road courses on the Xfinity level. It's between him and Cindric almost every single time out. A couple other guys kind of come and go from place to place, but it's got to be Dinger.
All right, Nick, who you got?
Yeah, like Mike said, it's always tough to beat a Cindric and an Allmendinger here. I've done this before. It's come back to bite me. He wrecks every time I do it. I'm going to do it again, though, because I saw that backflip that he did yesterday for Bubba Wallace. I got to go with the 18 car, Daniel Hemrick, and that badass-looking pink Poppy Bank scheme that he's got this weekend for breast cancer awareness. And he runs well here. He has 2 Xfinity starts here at the Roval. He's got a 10th place, and then he ran 3rd here last year, and that was in the rain. So he knows how to get around here, and I just hope he doesn't wreck. How about that? Because every time I pick him, he wrecks. So give me the 18 car. I am ready to see a backflip already.
There you go. Love to hear it. All right, guys. So for my pick to win the race, I got to go with the guy who's finished 2nd here last year. It looked like he was going to take that win away from the Dinger. I got to go with Noah Gragson. He took his car around that whole track with it all fucked up. So I think with a clean car, he'll get the dub this weekend and in the rain too. Let's go Noah G. All right, guys. And then we got the Cup Series race. We got the Bank of America Roval 400. It's a 248-mile race. Stages 1 and 2 are 25 laps each, and the final stage is 59 for a total of 109 laps. Last year's winner was Chase Elliott. He won there in 2019, 2020, just like AJ Allmendinger. Notables in this race, we just got one. That is Mr. AJ Allmendinger in the 16 car for Colleague Racing. Nick, who you got to win the Cup Series race on Sunday?
All right, so I'm going to pick a guy who's in the playoffs, but he's on the outside looking in, and he is in a must-win situation. But every time we come to the Roval, he's fast and he's led laps here. I'm going with the 24 car of William Byron. We talked about it in Kinsel's classroom earlier. Between him, Christopher Bell, and Bowman, who are in the must-win situations, I think Byron is that guy. He is the guy out of those 3, and he's the guy below the cut line who can make his way and win this race and get himself into the round of 8. He's finished 6th here the last 2 years. He's led laps, so give me the 24 car of Byron to turn this around right here, and he's going to get into the round of 8.
All right, not a bad pick at all. Mike, who you got to win the Cup Series race on Sunday?
Guys, I'm picking somebody who had a pretty rough week last weekend, or last Monday, I should say, in Talladega. This guy rarely anymore has more than one bad weekend in a row. I'm going with the championship favorite, number 5, Kyle Larson, right in the ship, punching his ticket to the next round. Like we said, he won earlier this year on a road course. He's been fast everywhere. This guy just doesn't repeat mistakes. This guy just doesn't have back-to-back bad weekends. It's not the way he's built as a race car driver. Kyle Larson goes to victory lane on Sunday.
All right. Two great picks, you guys, but I got the best pick of them all. Mr. AJ Allmendinger is going to win this damn thing. We saw him win on the Indy Road Course for his second Cup Series victory, first for Kaulig Racing. I think he's going to get that second win for Kaulig Racing this Sunday at the Charlotte Roval. It's a track that he really knows how to get around. He knows how to win there. He's going to make it happen in the Cup Series, guys. This is going to be huge. It's going to be the year for AJ Allmendinger, guys.
He's already having one hell of a year, so why not add another one?
There you go. All right, guys. Well, that will about wrap it up for our show there. You boys got anything else to add before we head to the Roval this weekend?
Gonna be wild, man. Cutoff race into the round of 8. You only really got one driver who's really comfortable with his position, and that being the guy already locked in Denny Hamlin, man. The fireworks are going to be going off in Charlotte this weekend. Cannot wait to see the chaos and the carnage. Cannot wait to see who's left standing.
Yeah, cutoff race for both series, so pressure's on for these guys right now. It's going to be exciting for sure.
Absolutely, boys. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for tuning in to the Stock Car Spectacle. Guys, again, make sure to like our video, subscribe to our channel. Make sure you hit the bell so you get notifications every time we upload new content. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. We'll have the links below for that. Make sure to check out our merchandise on Spreadshirt.com, all designed by our good buddy Dalton Good. Make sure to check out Kodo's Mojo. I won't be on this week, but make sure to check it out with Patrick Kodo and Adam Cornwell. They're going to give you the latest sports updates, everything that's going on with the NFL right now. And so that will wrap it up for us, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Ian Jortson.
I'm Mike Gamble.
And I'm Nick Kinzel.
We'll see you guys next time.